Nde one name, mana nwoke mana nwanyị. Tata anyị nọ n'obi Olu Ndị Igbo, popularly known as Voice of the East. Unu mama na afa mbụ Ndunwa Juliet. Amụa bụ the host of this show, covering for Lagos and the diaspora. Tata anyị nwere a guest in the house because unu mana iji this program were agbado Ndị Igbo niile. Mana business ha mana culture, tradition, otu ọbụla ụzọ ịgbasa Ndị Igbo. Anyị nọ ebe a na-agbado unu ncha. Anyị nwere a guest in the house tata nwaanyị ọma, ada mara mma, ezigbote queen nke echiri queen ọbọkwa na m kwuru ka abọkwa na m kwuru echiri queen kpunye ya crown n'isi, onye nke a na-akpọ Nelo ada nnọọ.
Ndewo, afam bụ Ibebunam Chinelo Ijeoma. Abum Miss Global Nigeria 2023 from Anambra State, Oba Idemili South.
No,
thank you very much for having me.
So, kita nwa, okay, ikenesi gondem ni no. I choki wanyo otu isiri we to, otu like the beginning, otu su we bido. I chori ma otu su we bido because I know when so many people need look up to you, and they look like, okay, achoromo, actually idika this girl nambu, actually idika this sister because this is my dream. This is actually crown of football. You are like an inspiration to a lot of people. So iga agwanyo otu isi we bido gota we rukuwa na this stage ino ne akita wana aina negente.
So right from small, I had older aunties and people tell me, oh, you have a very nice stature, you are beautiful, the next Miss Agbani, the next Miss World. So when I got into school, the university, before then, my dad told me I needed to get into school first before pursuing any modeling career. So I got into the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Then I did my first ever pageant, which was the Miss Department. Then I went ahead to do Miss University of Nigeria Nsukka in 2019 and I won. So that was my first ever crown. Afterwards, I proceeded to do Miss Global Nigeria after school. And then I represented Nigeria at the Miss Global competition in Vietnam and Cambodia earlier this year in January. So this has been my journey so far and it's been really exciting.
So you guys know Anibo Kisi Webido?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what has the modeling industry been like? Gini called the care?
The modeling industry, kita na Nigeria, there's a lot of opportunities, right? But I won't say a lot of opportunities. I think it's quite limited because there are ups and downs. You have to get to a certain level for you have to know certain people, for you to get certain jobs. But it still requires hard work and consistency because if you give up, then you might not really have taken the dream seriously. Because here in Nigeria, for you to excel as a model, it requires you to keep trying and trying. Because for me, it didn't start boom. I mean, it didn't start all rosy. It was, bumpy when I started. But right now, the journey has been exciting and the modeling industry is actually like, getting better in Nigeria, I would say, for sure.
So, igasina this modeling kita no full-time job. Igasina no full-time job.
For some people, it's a full-time job. Why for some people it is not? But my advice is, as a model, especially as a young individual, if you need to, I think you should actually pursue your education, right? Get into school if you need to get into school, or if there are certain times you need to like travel, because I'm like some people who had to travel out. Some of them had to quit school at some point because they needed to be there for a while, So sometimes it can really be a tough decision, and that is why I would just say still choose education if you have the chance to.
Okay.
Well, right, because in as much as those dreams might not wait for you, but I still feel like there are better ones ahead of you. So just learn how to balance both.
So okay, in on Lagos, na practice this thing. What is the difference? When we difference it na practice this thing na Nibo and na Lagos eba.
And Nibo, like people have not really embraced the fact that modeling is actually a job, not just a hobby. They still see it as a hobby. They still see it as child's play over there. So they don't really take the models seriously in terms of remuneration, in terms of paying them, and in terms of valuing them and, you know, respecting them. So I still feel like in the East there is still a need for change, but I have been seeing like little changes, and it's really, you know, I think it's actually getting better, unlike before. Because while I was in school, I used to see models tell me they had to pay a certain fee to work a certain show. And I was like, really? Well, in Lagos, it's not like that. You have to get paid to work as a model. It is actually a job. It is a job. There are people I know who fend for themselves, who have gotten to certain stages in life, and it was through modeling, right? So they make real money from distance. But over there in the East, you know, but with time, I think we will do better. Our people will do better.
Imana, I've never looked at modeling as a job. Sorry to say that, but to ask you, you know, a picture the thing on my affairs or they say, okay, I'm a model for a job. Money just full time, something like, okay, this is what pays the bill, being a model and all of that. And another thing about model own name, the beauty and the audition na ndị ndakwa, like I got a sham the thing, I got a do many things for the model industry. But one model even may feel na you get the particular size before, so body him tiranya cha so kowara ni kai we got the differences and the thing they involve.
Actually, audition, fashion modeling and pageants are two different things. For me, I started off as a fashion model. That's runway modeling, where you get to work for a designer or model for a designer and you get paid for that. But for pageant, it's like a competition, right? There's usually like a winner. We usually have runner-ups. We have people who do not win as well. So it's a competition for pageants. But for modeling, it is more like we are getting paid to this. Yeah, so that's the difference.
So courts we encourage you, like the younger girls in Niruganya for, you know, to enter into this line of business career. So ke advice you gave her, because someone they try to be this thing, hamare big we amade be bido zonyu go because I got the thing cha but I know there are a lot of wine di bumares boom. I mean di bubu so definitely, what are the things you will tell them to start doing, or what they should, the first step to take naturally by in this line of career?
Okay. First of all, you know, I would say take advantage of social media, because that is where you get to be seen. It should be more like your portfolio. Put out content, let people get to see you. I think that's where brands will be able to reach out to you, right? So that's building your brand, your own personal brand. You don't have to wait till somebody approaches you to say, I want you to be a model. You know, sometimes it's not always like that. What works for a certain person might not work for another person. So if it's not like that in your case, and it's something you really want to do, start putting yourself out there. You know, go out, create content, post pictures. Who knows, one day somebody might see. And that's how I got scouted. I got scouted online, right? Because I got to see my pictures and the agency scouted me. And one thing I would like upcoming models take note of is that we have several type of agencies on social media. The real ones, the fake ones, you know, the ones that will not do anything for you. They'll promise you heaven and earth. But you just have to be really careful. Take your time before you jump into any modeling industry. If you need to hire a legal practitioner, if you don't have that so much money, especially if you're just starting out, you can ask a trusted adult, an older person who has more experience to guide you through these things. Read contracts before you sign anything, because that contract might be making you or marrying you. I'm talking from experience, right? So just, you know, reach out to also models who have gotten to a certain level. You can reach out to me on Instagram. My DMs are open. Reach out to other people. I'm sure one or two of them would respond to your DMs. And just be sure that you get to check those agencies, because some of them, and one thing I want you to notice, how you can detect scam agencies is the request for a certain amount of money. And most of the time, the amount are usually very, very big. And I'm like, why would you ask a model to pay to join an agency? Because they get commissions from giving you jobs. So there is no need to collect money before you get signed to an agency. So just take note of that, because most of the time, 90% out of 100% of the time, those agencies are scam agencies. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
So putting yourself out there on social media, maybe like doing some catwalk videos,
exactly,
and posting pictures of yourself, and, you know, appearing in events that are related to modeling and stuff like that could actually give someone a, exposure and, a portfolio, right?
True.
That's really nice. So when we project Jinaka, at least when you're not into this industry for a while right now, at least you go some projects here, motivate each or do your own project, or you just have a project at hand that you feel like a lot of people, you want people to keen or each or kaimara kande chori bido, you gotta start sikwaneba and we no bido. Do you have any project like that at hand?
Okay. While I was in Enugu, when I was in school, I used to organize trainings and master classes for upcoming models, because for somebody that has the modeling knowledge, because I grew up in Lagos and then I modeled here in Lagos, and the modeling over there in the East is quite different. So I just usually try to like enlighten them more and make them understand that, okay, this is how it should be. Then over time, I have an initiative called Learn to Earn Initiative. I use that initiative to pass, because most people think that a lot of beautiful girls, there's nothing in their head, right? But then there are so many things that beautiful girls can actually do, especially beauty queens. They feel like it's just beauty. They don't know that it's beyond beauty. We have beautiful girls who have brains as well. So I have like an initiative called Learn to Earn Initiative. It's for young women to empower themselves with digital skills so that they can give back to their community and give back to the society at large.
That's really, really, really good. So this modeling thing, Keta, you guys know when any bad experience you will not like almost put you off, or any good experience that like motivated you to want to do more, to want to achieve more? And were any of those experiences expectations at large?
And back then, I said I started modeling when I was in school, and my first gig, it was not a paid show. I had to travel from Enugu to a certain state in the south, and I think I got there around like 12 midnight, and that's like 12 a.m. Just me, myself. I think I was just 17 then. I took that risk. I didn't tell my parents. I think I had to tell them later on because I was guilt tripped. I had to just tell them afterwards. And my mom was like, oh, it's fine. But next time, just tell me. So I didn't tell them because I just wanted to take that risk, because I wanted to pursue my dreams. I'm not advising any young person out there to... Well, sometimes you might have to take risks, but just be careful, because... Yeah, just be careful. That's what I would just advise you. But when I got there, I got to work that show, and afterwards, I was not supposed to get paid, but because of what I did, people approached me and they were like, oh my God, you're so stunning, your catwalk is really interesting, you have a really nice physique. And then fashion designers gifted me clothes. Some people, Fanny Mego, they gifted me money, and I was really, really impressed, and that's what inspired me to keep pushing. Then when I traveled for the Miss Global pageant in Vietnam and Cambodia, I got to meet other people as well. I got to meet people from different culture, ethnicity, all over the world. And then I got to understand pageants, that it is more like sisterhood. Like regardless of where you're coming from, we have people who feel the same pain, who have experienced something similar, and they're willing to help you and, embrace you, and then, just help each other grow, basically. So yeah, it has really been an exciting experience for me.
So apart from the experience, Keta, if we were to turn back the hands of time, would you pick modeling? Was it something or in feature make, or in Fagwaragi make, or was it your own dream?
I would say it was my own dream. In as much I was getting encouragement from people, it was actually my own dream.
So this modeling thing, how does it really affect the society aside from showing aesthetics?
Okay. I think the narrative that we are trying to change, and even, the pageant, especially let's talk about the pageant industry, because usually they used to think that pageants, what's the word? I'm trying to remember the word, but I can't right now. Like they make it look like women should look like a certain type in terms of physique, body stature, like there's this beauty standard. You have to look like this person. You have to have the perfect body. And that has made a lot of people go for, body surgery, facial touch-ups and all of that. But right now, which is what we are trying to change, we're letting people know that regardless of what you look like, everybody's beautiful. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. Everybody's unique. Rather, I try to embrace the beauty within, because that's what is more important. You might be beautiful on the outside, and what is inside might not be beautiful, right? So we're trying to like build confidence generally, and it's actually excited to see.
Or any position you were in view, like I don't know, I'm the category because, like I said, I bought one the beauty and do to it because I have always not seen myself as a this thing. So I'm for everything anyway. Kibuna primary 1, primary 2, primary 3. So this Miss Global Keta, it got contact only for Miss World. What they say me? On a way different branches or level by level. Actually, from Miss Global, again, like how, like what? At least I will governor, or minister, I be senator, or president. Like, what is the hierarchy? Does he have an hierarchy?
The thing is, there are people who do not have to go for this, and then they go for Miss Universe, Miss World. It depends on you as a person, actually. After I went for this pageant, I got people globally who would reach out to me and they were like, we need to see you at Miss. There are different other platforms, beauty platforms. And like, we need to see you at so platform. Oh my God, you did so well. We need to see more of you at the international stage. And I'm like, okay, I might just give it a try. But it is usually not easy to go for something like this. It was a lot of mental preparedness I had to like put in place, because having to meet different people of different culture from different part of the world, you know, having to like communicate with them every time, just trying your best. It requires a lot of mental preparation. You know, even the activities, there are times that you have sleepless nights, you have to go for rehearsals, go for this and that. So it can be really draining. So I would still go for another pageant, but I would take my time before I mean, I'm still young, not too young, but I would still take my time to, you know, prepare better. Yeah. Obviously. So in the future, I would go for other pageants.
So, right now, Achomka keep pinpoint the main scams that most new persons may encounter naturally in this industry. I know you said something about fake agencies now, but don't waste so many scams, because one time that thing trended in the news. One girl who follow notification kobuno this thing, apply for modeling kineko nyawa iwe banye of all the number. I say I meet you up in one place before the girl J or Bathousing. Like there are so many scams. So I want you to like shed more light on it so that then I watch this thing, maybe be interested, guy avoid these scams. Kai we gari we bobu na I phone news ujere each modeling opportunities never and we got that. So Biko.
Okay. Let me give my own experience. There was one time when I started off, I was invited for a shoot. It was not an audition, somewhere in Lagos actually. And the very funny thing is that I'm very familiar with that place, like a very central place, but still somehow I got scammed by this person. So he invited me and my friend for a shoot, and it was like that I need to give him my phone because that place they don't allow phones inside, blah blah blah. He separated us, took my friend to a certain place, took me to another place, and then it was not booting. Like I was not like, and then, like I said, I was naive at that point. So I was like, you need to give him your phone first, then it would come back. This one, that one. That's how we took our phones, and we never found him. I realized too late. So things like that. So you just have to be really careful. And online as well, we have scammers. We have people who pose as agents and they say, pay a certain money, they'll tell you, you need to, what's the word? And for them to know that you're serious, you need to pay like what do they call that thing? To make them understand that you're serious. So you have to pay a certain price. And I'm like,
fee or consultation,
something like that. But it's not necessary, because if they're actually going to get you a job, they will have their own percentage from it. And also, even from getting jobs and getting percentage, you need to be very careful. That's why contract is really important. And when you get contracts, try to read very well, proofread with a legal practitioner, just to be on the safe side, because sometimes that contract can make you or marry you. Because I also have like a personal experience. I didn't get to like read a certain contract, and that contract I had to still be with that agency for a while. I don't want to mention names. And meanwhile, I was not really getting anything from it. So you just have to read to make sure that it favors both parties and it's not just them, because people can be really selfish, you know. So yes, and then be careful when you check their pages on Instagram. Check the people that that is following them, the people that they are following. You know, when you see agents that are actually doing well, you know. But sometimes some of these people find pictures of people that are not actually their models, or that's why it's good to actually make your research. Reach out to people, like models that are actually doing well. Ask them questions, what they think about certain agencies before you join them. That would also help.
Okay, now, only if you could the other time, it's now there's diversity now. You don't have to be a size 0, 1, 2, 3, 2. You understand? So only size 10 the computer contest.
For pageants, yes, right now, because even in Miss Global, from other countries, you had people from of different sizes, even different heights. We had like 5'5", 5'7", 5'8", 6 feet. You know, people of my size. Because before, people were cool that if you are this skinny, I should rather just focus on modeling. I should not go for pageants. But right now, they actually accept all body size, and it's actually like interesting to see. And I feel like it was something we all pushed for, like in the industry. So they are beginning to listen to voices, and they're accepting all tribes, all races, all body types. Yeah.
That's really impressive. Oh, okay. After this show, I'm going to show agency.
Because
accept. So right now, I need to push a project in the East, like develop the East, build an Igbo. You understand? Don't ignore an Igbo. So, but aside that, before I even go into that, there's this thing I noticed. Most times, not like you watch one more Miss Word or her on a tomato, like all those things. Not like you watch your, but don't we want to notice it? And they made during that procedure, even they something. I'm not something kind of way, but those procedures and they may and the bash. If you can't put on a bash, for the foot and put on this bash, I noticed that they always bring along their culture. They bring along their languages. Only sometimes say you have put on a stage, only you are the beha. Me open an so the beha. Na jogaju. Only going na jogu the just if I got type in you, but so far in so as to go believe and decide again no you understand. So now that has brought me to understand that cultural diversity and awareness of your own, ethnic and, cultural heritage, you understand? They're very, very important in this pageantry. But I don't know what everybody is embracing westernization. And this westernization has a way of killing the indigenous cultures, languages, and whatever. For let me put it like this, like, there are so many Ndibo Kita now their own language and even their culture and their heritages as abomination just because English is or maybe no borrow English. If I don't like this Igbo, we mara na how Ndibo. But now, something as big as pageantry that also have like worldwide recognition. You understand that kind of thing. How do we make people understand that for you to even be able to represent a country or represent an ethnic group or to represent a state or whatever it is, that you actually have to be aware of your own culture? You are aware of your culture, they are aware of your tradition, because I got jury so because you get you onu kita, because I know you definitely had the experience. Only okay now watch one time. Onya was up yida kwanda was me sinda was buru calabash ya buru distance potaswa was oye na aju Joseph I know na dim sure no na was but osham o mana I was konya na so onye nke Igbo putakwa suo Igbo iri akwa Igbo gba egwu Igbo yota. So I want you to make people that are watching and people that are interested in this line of career to understand that culture embracing culture and heritage, awareness is very, very important in this field of career. So that I man lose our culture, our heritage, and to westernization, thinking that we can succeed in that field without carrying along who we are as a people.
Like you said, cultural representation are very important in pageants. For instance, when I traveled, I had to. There's also something like there's usually like a category for the competition. It's called for most of these competitions, it's called is it traditional costume and the rest of that, whereby you're supposed to represent your country or certain things that represent your country or where you are from. So even when I traveled, I had dresses, attires that are from Igbo because I'm a proud Igbo babe. Abomadu Ada Igbo. So I took Isiago attires, even the beads, and then I also got to, introduce other people from other countries to the Igbo culture. So they get to understand, this is where I'm from, this is my heritage. You cannot take that from me. So I'm really a proud Igbo babe. And that's one thing I always tell other people who are representing Nigeria, because if you go there, you would see how proud they are of their own place. So you cannot also mess that up. You're representing a country, representing a tribe, representing the Igbo people. So you have to be very proud of your ethnicity, your heritage, and everything that comes with it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So this campaign I make it igeji onu kita we gwara ndi Igbo niile na watch this program how important it is to build in the East, how important it is obo okwa so iru no, like when we say build, we're talking about businesses, building a platform, most importantly a platform for everything to thrive. Man, entertainment industry is very, very large. You understand? And when they say, when they make film, when they make so many things. So building in Igbo, also Iruno. It's also creating an opportunity, creating like a platform for people of diverse, talents. You understand? It's in a, an Igbo way, you understand, way bottom mother, way actualize their dream. You understand? So Igagwarain, please help us to talk to the audience. Build in an Igbo.
That is very important. That's a very important thing, because right now it's true. Usually we have Igbo people in Igbo, we go to other states, to build and do things. Rather, back home, there are a lot of work we need to do. For instance, the modeling industry in the East is not like it is in the West. So it's something that we should look into. Because I remember while growing up, then I think there was one time I went to the village and then they were doing Adoba, because I'm from Oba in Demile South. But right now, I don't know whether it's still happening. Then you will see Igbo girls come with the cultural attire, celebrate the culture, dance, and every other thing. But right now, I feel like we're actually lagging, and we need to like bring that back up again. It's really, really important so we can keep the heritage alive.
So now this is probably going to bring us to the end of this interview. I really enjoyed my time with you. Like Ibu, a very calm and amazing person, and definitely a beauty queen. Ogusrina, your courage and everything. I really want to encourage you. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There is nobody that has gotten there yet. Ayin Shabo, we are still a work in progress. So there's room for improvement all the time. So when you now watch this program, I also want you to know that you are not lacking behind. You can start today. You can start now. Start pushing whatever it is that you're doing. Keep looking up to people who are making headway in the career that you're looking forward to. And definitely the sun is going to shine someday. So now this brings us to the end of this program. Until next time on Voice of the East podcast. Thank you very much for staying with us. Love you all.
Thank you.